It's mostly the fact that they treat pitching like an art form, and you can kind of tell by the way they pitch. I really enjoy the attention to detail.
Pitching Ninja! Pitching Ninja! Strike three, you're out! Pitching Ninja!
He's one of my favorite. So as far as Japanese pitchers, I would say he's definitely one of my favorite guys to watch that isn't over here. Yeah, like he would be a star right now. I mean, I'd take him on any team I'd ever have. Like that would be a guy that, without a doubt, I mean, that's a good fastball, but it's his curveball is the thing that jumps out at me. I mean, I know he's got a good. He throws it like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
It looks like it's totally 12-6. I don't know how anybody ever hits that. That's a very unique pitch, and people, when I posted that in the U.S., everybody's like, I've never seen anybody throw anything like that. The funny thing, so Sandy Koufax said, don't use your thumb in a curveball. He said only use basically your middle finger to get in front of it. And this is totally different in that you're kind of using your thumb as putting extra spin on it. It's very unique because most people are taught to just do that. It's mostly with these fingers, not using your thumb. So I guess that's how influential some of this stuff is. That you have somebody that's doing something totally different, that now there'll be a whole generation of pitchers doing something different, and Yamamoto is one of those guys.
Right.
So to me, he moves really well, Yamamoto does, and he seems to pitch with a lot of confidence. I like that, but his pitches work really well together. Like he's really, really good. He would be a very, very good pitcher in the U.S. I think it's an arm. So he has a really, like, you see him coming around on that sliderish thing. Yeah, so you're not used to seeing a lefty from that arm angle, and the way he's coming around on his slider, I think he's generating a good bit of hard. That's a curveball-y thing too. So he's got maybe multiple breaking pitches and different angles that he has. He's not the most physically impressive guy, but he's getting outs. Like that's all that matters. So I think it's his arm slot and his stuff, because that's a nasty pitch, and you can see it just missing the bat. So this is a tougher guy to sell to say, hey, he's going to come over because you can't tell. Like when somebody has that stuff like Senga or Yamamoto, you're looking at him like, I can see him as a frontline starter.
Right.
He just gets outs, and that's important. Like the game's about getting out, so
Right.
and that sneaks up on you because you have to look. They're looking one or the other, and you probably can't pick the spin up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he seems like a very smart pitcher to me. He's kind of crafty.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is if it doesn't jump out, like he jumps out at you. Like you have Sasaki who at 19 years old throwing 100 and has more upside to him.
Right.
Everybody's going to want that guy. Very, very high level stuff. I can't wait to do more videos of him. I think his stuff, if you overlay So Senga, I know he's known for his ghost fork, which is one of the world's best pitches. And one of the world's best names for pitches. Like, you have to love the name ghost fork. And it's really just a gyro split. So he was another guy that when I tweeted him out during the Olympics, people love the idea. They love the ghost fork. And nobody's hitting that. So that's what I meant by a little bit more refined. He's a big stage pitcher.
Right.
And another guy instantly would, and everybody knows it. Like, and talking to scouts, they know that guy, he comes over here and he's a star. Right now, right now he can pitch for anybody.
Yeah.
And he will make a lot of money. He's like a shorter,
Right.
stocky guy. He pitched with a lot of power. You know, that looks like a closer body type, like a Craig Kimbrell stocky guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who come in maybe throw 100. And maybe that works well with what he has. I wouldn't change it. But normally, if you know, like a Devin Williams changeup,
Right.
or Pedro Martinez, they're finishing it off a little bit more. He made the hitter spin around as much as his pitch did. It's pitchers like this that are going to be very successful. He may be more successful in the U.S. than he is in Japan even. So I can see him being really successful. He'd probably work on even more spin rate if he can. And maybe, like, to me, I'd rather see the changeup pronated, but his may actually work for him because it can stay a little bit up. This is a guy I didn't know anything about, Sasaki. I love him. But the thing he does really well is his lower half is insanely good. How much his lower half mobility is generating velocity for him. As a big guy like that, and if he fills out, look at his legs, they're not that big. Right. If he can get stronger and fill out his body, he can throw really, really hard. That's that type of movement. Like, you see, I can't even do it. Most people can't move like that. Every once in a while you find somebody that has this crazy... He would be a huge prospect if he's in the U.S. as a first-round draft pick.
Right.
So, and you can see just the raw talent. And if he fills out, he may be consistently 100.
So I've thought about that a lot, actually, and I really enjoy the attention to detail of, especially like watching Yamamoto and Senga. I could watch them all day, but it's a very different way of pitching than pitchers pitch in the U.S., which I think is it's fun to watch. Like, I love watching splitters, and both of those guys. Like, I didn't realize how good Yamamoto's splitter was. I think clearly there are a number of pitchers that can pitch in the major leagues do well. It's not just Shohei and Yu and Kikuchi. I think those guys are up there with them easily.